What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down some very important developments on the charts and what you should be watching for moving forward. And another important warning I have about tomorrow, since we have the FOMC meeting and other big developments. But let me mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon in just about 10 hours. So check it out before they run out. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So right now, Tesla's continuing to fall. We're getting very close to our 182 support, and we're showing some weakness. The same thing's happening to SPY and the QQQ. We're continuing to reject and fill our gaps, which are down below. But I want to remind everyone that for tomorrow, it's going to be May 1st, firstly. And then we have a lot of important data coming out. We have the JOLTS job openings report coming out at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the FOMC meeting when Jerome Powell is going to be giving his speech after that. We have the rate hike decision coming out at 2 p.m. Then at 2:30, we have Powell's speech. So Jerome Powell is going to have a big effect on how this market moves tomorrow. I think that's going to be the biggest factor. And for now, yes, the market's looking bearish approaching this FOMC event. SPY has this gap to fill down here. We're getting very close to the gap fill at this 503 area. Excuse me. But we're continuing to fall. And I do expect us to likely continue this trend downwards as time goes on for today. But just know and just be prepared that you shouldn't be overly bearish. You shouldn't just say, oh, we're going to crash all the way down for no reason. We're just going to go all the way down to 490 on SPY. Tesla's crashing to 160. I wouldn't really do that. What I would say is, for now, the trend is bearish, but we have to wait and see what happens during, the JOLTS data, not to mention FOMC, to determine if we're going to continue to fall again. So I want to make that very, very simple and very clear. You don't always know what's going to happen. Jerome Powell could pump the market one more time and maybe it could drop again after, or it could cause a big rug pull. Who knows? But always keep that in the back of your mind. So, anyways, for Tesla, I just want to say that we're still looking bearish right here. We're still continuing to decline as SPY is falling, and we're approaching the 182s, which is where we have our next support. We have to try to hold that. If we don't hold that support, there's going to be a risk of it coming all the way down to 180. And Tesla, in my opinion, is showing some weakness on that end. If I pull up the 1 hour time frame, we have supported our 50 EMA right here in the 180 area. We also have 182 acting as our next support. So we'll see how Tesla holds up. Let me just make it very clear that we are continuing to decline and there is a risk of more downside. Same thing with SPY. We're still filling this gap down below. Our resistance is currently at about this 505 area, and our support is right here. So we're at the support at 504.25. This is where this wick is. It's very minor. Losing this would dip us all the way down to the 503s, and I do see a risk of that. So SPY is still looking pretty weak right here, and there is a risk of it dipping even more. For Nvidia, we called more downside as a strong possibility, and that's what happened for today. We pumped and dropped. We're looking at support very, very close to this range right here. We're trying to hold a little bit better than the market, I would say, but I would still say that there's still a lot of weakness. So I'm watching this 862.72 area as a critical support, followed by 867. Those are two supports to be watching for on Nvidia. Then we also have 872 as resistance. We're still looking kind of weak. We could decline a bit more slowly, so I'm still seeing that trend perpetuating. For the QQQ, we've lost our 200 EMA on the hourly time frame, and we've fallen through this support. So we have this wick here. This is going to be our support around 427. Losing that, and we're going to fall all the way down to 425 to fill this gap. There is a risk of more downside on the triple Q, so just be mindful of that. This has a very, very nice looking structure as it's looking bearish, and that is leading to more potential downside. Also for Aapl was trying to rebound, hitting 175 today. Now it's starting to fall. We're back at the 172.5 support. I'm going to be watching this very carefully. If we lose this, there is a gap to fill well and down below. Now, later on for today, we also have Amazon announcing its earnings. Whatever they announce can have a big effect on the share price. We will see if Amazon gets a big bounce into the 185 plus area or even higher than that, or if we're about to get a big rug pull all the way down to the low 170s. So we'll have to give this some time. For Meta is also kind of shopping right over here. We have this 20 EMA at this 433 area. If we break through this, we could see a nice bounce actually all the way up to about the 435 area. It is kind of stuck here, but I do see potential in trying to base. So that's the good thing about it. It's trying to base very close to the 430 area. So it's not looking too bad, but whether or not this continues will depend a lot on FOMC. Same thing with Coinbase. We called the gap from yesterday at that 210 area, and we've actually lost support from there. So now we're basically approaching the next critical support closer to about 200. So it's still looking pretty bearish, and it could dip a bit more before we try to get a bounce. So the market as a whole is just continuing to fall. Tesla's shuffling in the 183s, but I do see the 182 zone is where we have our support area. So just be warned about this, guys. Tesla could dip a little bit more from here, but don't become overly bearish. That's my important warning. Don't be a bull, don't be a bear. I would say just be very mindful and open minded for anything, because you have to know that whatever Jerome Powell says will affect us. He could give us a bigger rug pull. Yes, it's possible. Or he, excuse me, or he could cause the market to temporarily bounce. So, during situations like this, I think temporarily we will dip more, but going into tomorrow, things could always change. So always keep that in the back of your mind. I want to make that very, very clear. That's my warning for everyone. Always try to be unbiased when trying to day trade, and just know that there is a risk of a bit more downside. Tesla's continuing to decline as we're approaching the 182 support zone. We're at that. We're down about 5.6% for the day already. So Tesla's down quite a bit, especially because of all this negative news that was coming out involving the layoffs and such. So that's it for my update. I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. The market closes in about 33 minutes at the time I'm recording this. So do what you have to do, guys, and I'll see you guys in just about 3.5 hours. Thank you for listening again, and peace out.